the network, we are the key, we are the trust the world was waiting to see. Identity rises, authentic and free. Welcome to the world of ENTIFY.
Hi there, and welcome back to Founders Journal. My name is Toby, and I'm the founder of ENTIFY. And this is really a massive project. It's so powerful and so universal. It's taken me years and years to work it out, refine it, because we can do so many different things with it. What do we do with it? It's essentially the world's most powerful cryptographic system. And of course, there's so much you can do with that. But I think now I've refined it to a level where I know what this is and what we can do with it. And really, the most important thing that we need cryptography for is our identity. That is the single most important thing. And really what this is the world's first self-owned digital identity. It's completely private. And in fact, it is the antidote, it's the only solution, the only realistic solution to this globalist digital IDs that are coming out. The government digital ID. And that's going to be everywhere. We're all going to have it eventually. It seems to be inevitable. So what do we do about it? Well, ENTIFY has the answer. You see, we don't fight the system. This is the problem. You cannot really fight this system. It's technological. It is political, but technological. And with technology, you can't really stop it. So how do we beat technology? We beat it with more technology. Better technology. You see, ENTIFY is not fighting the system, no. It is absorbing it. So the way we do it is like this. The government wants to give us a digital ID. So we say, yeah, that's fine, we'll take it, we'll have that. But what do we do with it? We take their digital ID and we lock it away inside the ENTIFY cryptography. It's locked away inside our own personal identity vault. So we accept it, but we lock it away privately. And we take authority over it. Again, they want to give it to us, this digital ID. We say, yes, we accept it. You want to identify us with that. We say, yes, okay, I will accept that as my identity, but I claim full authority over that identity. And therefore, I can reveal it or not. It's up to me. So, we're beating them at their own game. You see, and here's the argument, okay? Here's the main argument which no one can dispute. The government cannot complain because the digital IDs they want to give us are centralized and they are very weak. They're hackable. The security is relatively poor. So we say, ENTIFY, well, we have a much more powerful security system. Give us that identity and we will lock it away in our more powerful security system. It's much better. It just so happens it's completely private. So what happens to that identity is it becomes dormant, inaccessible. Again, we give them what they want, but take it away at the same time. So because the identity is locked away, it is impossible to surveil it. It's impossible to control it. It is outside the credit score system. They cannot apply credit score to it. They cannot shut it down. They can't do anything to it because it's locked away. And like I said, the argument is that they won't like it because they can't control it. But they can't argue because we can demonstrate the fact that, hang on, your identities, the security is weak. It's provable that it's hackable. Ours is provable, it is unhackable. Everyone wants that. What's the point of having an identity if it is hackable, breakable? It's just asking for trouble. And that's what we've got. The whole of the internet is based on this weak foundation. Everything is hackable. So it's just like gambling. Every time you log on to a website, it's gambling. Am I going to lose my identity? Is someone going to steal it? But not with ENTIFY. Now, we can do a lot with this. You see, if we can do something very clever, and the way I see it now, we need a 4-layer structure. And this is legal and lawful. And if we can create this 4-layer structure, we can do everything we need, everything they want us to do with a digital ID, but remain anonymous, untouchable. So we are 100% compliant. Government cannot complain. Yeah, we've done everything you've asked of us, but also 100% sovereign, completely private, independent, under our own personal authority. So the 4-layer structure has to be like this. First layer is the identity, the creation of the digital ID. And this is two parts to it. You have your lawful identity, that is the creation of an affidavit, a sworn lawful document. That is the one where you declare your life, your presence. So that is the most powerful. And the second part is your KYC. That is the government identity. Those two go together. And in the affidavit, you acknowledge the government ID. You say, yes, there's the government ID, the KYC, but I declare authority over it. So these two come together. That's level 1. Then you have layer 2. Layer 2 is a personal private trust. So you create for yourself a private trust. This is private law. And again, this is done inside the affidavit. We create this all in the identity, but it's another layer. So this private trust structure, that holds all your assets. That allows you to have full ownership, allodial ownership of everything. And that is a structure, a lawful structure. So that's layer 2. Layer 3, we need to have an overall administration. So this will be the allodial reserve administrative trust. Now this is again a centralized temporary structure. We have to organize this, but it's a lawful structure, a lawful private trust structure. And all it does is administration. It has to administer every single one of our individual private trusts. And it has to do several things. It has to validate the value of things. For example, assets. You have assets. Well, we need to value them, ensure they are real. And we have to maintain an account. Each one of us will have money inside our private trust, but we need an accounting system to keep track of everything. So this administrative trust layer is required to look after all of the individual private trusts. And then we need one more final layer, the 4th layer, and now this is a public administration layer. So layer 3, the allodial trust, the allodial reserve trust, that is a private administration layer. And then number 4, we need a public interface company. That is a public administration layer. That's the one that will integrate with the bank, integrate with the legacy systems. So we need a real company, a corporation, a limited company. And I think we're going to call this IPC Limited. Internal Processing Center Limited. So it's a tax-paying compliant company. So that's the 4th layer. But as a single company, a single corporation. And what this does, this can have a bank account. IPC Limited can have a corporate bank account. One account. But what does it do with that account? That account simply administers the accounting for the allodial reserve administrative trust. So that's a single entity private trust, and that needs a bank account. So the bank account is IPC Limited, is through IPC Limited. But remember, allodial reserve is simply administrating all the individual private trusts. So each one of us effectively can have a bank account, but it will go through these two other layers. Our private trust will have an account with the allodial reserve, and the allodial reserve will have an account with IPC Limited, and IPC Limited will have a bank account with the bank. So effectively what that means is we remain anonymous. We're completely in the private. So you will have a bank account, a bank card, but all it will be, the name on the bank card will be IPC Limited, not your personal name. It'll be like this. You are a member of a corporation. The corporation is called IPC Limited, and you've been given a corporate bank card. It's like that. You work for the corporation, and your bank card is the corporate account, and you can go and spend the corporate money. Effectively, it's like that. So when you go to the shop, you touch your card, the shop will only see IPC Limited account. That's all they see. And of course, it's not quite like that. You're not working for a corporation, but you are a client of a corporation. But you're still not the client. No. Layer 1 is totally private. That is you, the living identity. Layer 2 is your personal private trust. That holds the assets. Your personal private trust is the client, not you. Your private trust is the client of the allodial reserve administration trust, and that is the client of IPC Limited, and IPC Limited is the client of the bank. So you're only the client. You're the client of the corporation, IPC Limited, who is the client of the bank. So that's how we can have the world's first private bank account. This is the way that the super rich do it. It's proven, it's done. They do it like this. So it's perfectly legal. The only thing we are doing in ENTIFY is making that available to all of us. You don't have to be one of these super rich billionaires to have this private trust structure. They've all got private banking. We don't. Now we do. But we can do more with this. I think we can take this much, much further. You see, remember, the government want to give us this digital ID, and it will be for everything. Your bank account, your travel, your driving license, your online security. But remember, it's very weak, hackable, and that it's proven to be weak. So we say, okay, you want us to have that, we accept it, but your system is not very good. Listen, we've got a much better system. We'll take your ID and then we'll lock it into our much better, perfected system. So they can't complain. That means for everything. That means for your passport, for your banking, for your driver's license. Everything goes into your identity vault. Now it's a big question, and it still requires a lot more discussion. But for example, let's take your driver's license. In order to drive your car, you have to have a license that is issued by the government. And it's legal. It must have your legal name on there. There's no way out. So let's say, okay, you have your driver's license with your legal name. What you do is you take your driver's license and you lock it away inside your ENTIFY identity vault. Now it's private, hidden. But you've got it. You see, all we have to do is verify cryptographically that yes, it exists. We don't actually have to see what it is. So we verify, yes, the license exists, but now it's private. You cannot see it. So effectively, if you're stopped by the police, you should be able to just touch your ENTIphone, show your ENTIphone, no, I've got a valid license, but you cannot see what the valid license is. Again, it's going to take a while before they accept that. But what I think we could do before that is IPC Limited is a company, a proper, financial administrative company, works with the bank, but it could be more. It could be a legal protection company, a service that is offered to the sovereign members of ENTIFY. So what that would mean is you would take your license, lock it away in your vault, and then you can use IPC Limited as the legal buffer. So what you would do is then renew your license with a different name. So you would have your private trust name. Again, it's not your legal name, but still a legal name operating through IPC Limited, a proxy name. And the address would be the address of IPC Limited. Remember, this is now a legal company. So it'll have an address and it's offering a service to you. So now when you have your license, instead of it will have a legal proxy name and an address of IPC Limited. That means if you get a speeding fine, a parking fine, it would go to IPC Limited address before you. And IPC is a legal protection company, so it will look at it, examine it and say, okay, we need full legal evidence of an offence. It means that there can be no more automated parking fines, automated speeding fines. No, we send it back. You must provide legal evidence of an offence. And only when you satisfy this will we pass it on to our client, the private trust. So you won't get it. And the same in a passport. The same in a passport. You can take your passport, a government-issued passport, lock it away in your private identity vault, and in theory, that should be good enough. When you travel anywhere, you just touch your ENTIFY. They don't see your passport, but you have cryptographic evidence that it exists. Now, in reality, that's not going to work. It'll take a long time. But again, maybe we could do this thing. Renew your passport, and your name becomes your legal proxy name, and your address becomes IPC Limited address. You've got a legal buffer between you in the private. And this is a legal protection buffer provided by IPC Limited. This provides you with a legal private bank account and a legal private proxy, a legal proxy name and address. So ENTIFY users are completely private, but completely legal. So again, how this might work it requires a lot more discussion, but I think something like this we could do. And remember, in the end, it's going to be simple. They want it to be simple. A single global digital ID. It won't be one government. At the moment, each government is creating their own one. Yeah, but soon, remember, it's globalist. We want one digital ID for all the countries. That's what they want. And it will be everything. License, banking, passport, all in one. So that's fine. That's what ENTIFY is. So we will take that globalist digital ID and we will say, yeah, we can't wait to have it. Give it to us. And we will lock it away inside the ENTIFY identity vault. And then we can do everything. We've taken their digital ID, their method of control. We've absorbed it. We've flipped it around. And now we have turned it into a method of global privatization. We've now created a protection with it. We've turned it from a method of controlling us to a method of protecting us. And they cannot argue because we can legitimately prove, yes, we have not altered your digital ID, but we have made it more secure. We can prove this. We can literally prove your digital ID, one, is centralized. That means it is provably open to corruption, provably open to human error, provably open to AI error. That's not good. We can all see that. Second, we can legitimately prove that their globalist centralized digital ID is weak. we can hack it, we can fake it, we can break it, we can prove that. Okay, how are you going to argue with that? And we can legitimately prove ENTIFY, no, you cannot hack it, no, you cannot fake it, no, you cannot break it, and no, you cannot centralize it. There is no way of having any human error or any AI algorithmic error. We can literally prove this. So the globalists, that's what they are selling us. They are selling us the centralized ID, saying, look, it's going to be safer, it's going to be better. And we say, okay, you say, prove it. You cannot prove that it will be safer, you cannot prove that it will be better, but we can. Therefore, you must accept our ENTIFY identity vault. And what will happen? Corporations, companies, websites across the world, they also will have to comply with the globalist ID. And what do they have to do? They will have to take liability. They will have to outsource this identification process. It will cost them money to do it, and they will have liability on your identity. They won't like to do it. But when they see ENTIFY, they will realize, hang on, we don't need to outsource any identification. We don't need to assume any liability of identification. We could just use the ENTIFY system. We could stay free. The corporations it would be free for them, and they would be free of any liability. So any corporate structure, any business globally, when given a choice between the globalist central ID and ENTIFY decentralized ID, they will choose us. Because it will be free, and they're free of liabilities, and they can immediately integrate it into their system. Then we take over. The globalists can't complain because we've taken what we've given us, but the sovereigns will win because we've now made it private. And we've linked it together with our affidavit real living identity. And in time, that legal identity will just fall away. It will be pointless. And all we will be left with is the ENTIFY authentic living identity and the ENTIFY network. Once that network is big enough, we don't even need the banking system anymore. Then IPC Limited can fall away. And even the allodial reserve administrative trust can fall away. Because everything is done within the ENTIFY decentralized identity operating system. Everything we can do. But that takes time. The whole network must build up. And until then, we need a method of connecting to the legacy systems. This is how we do it. So I hope this made sense. Thank you so much for listening. Please do leave me any questions or comments or suggestions. Remember, this is still a work in progress. This thing is so difficult. I have to get it perfect. And that's why it's taking time. I'm always refining. It's like a sketch. ENTIFY, I've got this big idea. I've sketched it. And over years, I'm sketching, and now it's getting refined. I'm drawing lines. Now I'm getting to a final outline of what this is. And it's ever so simple. It's the world's first private digital identity. We have privatized what the globalists are doing. So they can't complain. They like the private. So thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Founders Journal.
We are the network, we are the key, we are the tribe.